I'm working on a Ruger Mark IV standard model. It has fixed sights, and I want to zero the sights in. I took the pistol out to the range and sandbagged it in and shot some groupings with it. And it was shooting dead left of the target by 0.7 inches. So I want to figure out what I need to do to correct that. So I'll do a little math here. There's the front sight. I was at 25 feet. That's 300 inches. From the front sight to the target, 300 inches. I need to find a ratio of the sight radius here. So here's the rear sight. I need to measure that. On this gun, it's 8.5 inches, 8.5. So there's the ratio of the distance, 8.5 inches to 300. So I take 300, divide 8.5, and that gives me 35. So the factor is 35. And what that means is whatever distance I move this rear sight is multiplied 35 times out here at 300 inches. And so here's my my eye. This is what I was seeing, but the gun was actually shooting like that. And so I want to calculate how much I need to move this rear sight. And of course, this is exaggerated. So I'll take 1 over 35. That gives me 0.0285. I'll multiply that times the 0.7 times 7. That gives me the distance I need to move this rear sight, which in this case is 0.0199 inches. So that's the distance I need to move the sight. That's, let's see, that's roughly the thickness of 6 sheets of paper. And I would need to move I visualize it in this manner here. So there's the front sight, here's the rear sight, and that's the target. The sight picture never changes. You have to visualize that you need to shift the gun underneath the sights, and in what direction do you need to do that to correct the point of impact. So in my case, I need to shift the rear of the gun to the left, and that then means I shift the rear sight to the right. And that's done with a brass punch and a fine hammer here. But before I do that, I take a X-Acto knife and make a witness mark, basically a fine scratch that shows me the current relationship between the rear sight and the receiver, so that when I am moving the rear sight, I can use a magnifying glass and micrometers here to accurately tell how much I've moved it and to get it close to this 0.0199 inch. That way when I go back out to the range, it should be very close, and hopefully that will have the gun zeroed in.